Recently, I feel like almost everyone I know has been in maybe the worst economic place they've been in their life. I know people with full-time jobs that are either looking for better jobs or looking for part-time jobs in addition to their full-time jobs. And I know so many freelance workers that are also looking for full-time jobs even though they've been able to work freelance for years. And while I don't necessarily have information that is going to help your personal economic situation, I would like to provide information that will remind you that what you're going through right now is not personal, it's not an individual thing, it is systemic. Because, let me just show you, hold on. Here is the wealth of just the top 10 richest people in the world right now. Also, I decided to make this easy for you and add this up myself, and collectively the worth of just these 10 people is over $1.5 trillion. A number so big that I literally had to turn my phone sideways to take this screenshot to show you.
Man, if you ever looked at your bank account and said, hold on, where did all my money go? You're definitely not alone, because it seems like a lot of people are asking the same question right now. Why am I financially struggling? People are working full time. Some are working overtime. Some got a side hustle, and somehow they're still looking at their account like it got robbed in broad daylight.
All right, put the money in the bag. Put it in!
Now stay tuned. A lot of people are showing their frustrations about how they're living paycheck to paycheck and are financially struggling. You are not alone.
The price of literally everything has gone up so fucking much to the point where everything is literally unaffordable. I have a fucking master's degree. I still can't afford shit in this economy. Gas is through the roof at over $5 a gallon here. It costs $100 for me just to fill my fucking gas tank. Grocery prices are over fucking $500 for a family of 4 for the month. And that's not even buying the extras. That's getting half the generic shit and shopping at Costco in bulk. And don't even get me started on trying to budget and save, because all I do is use this app to track my subscriptions every month to make sure that I'm not overspending on anything that I don't need to be spending on. Honestly, it's fucking insane at this point, but what am I supposed to do to make a living and then also have any kind of social life at this point? You can't.
This is why the average American is struggling and complaining about wages and the cost of living. Here's the math. There's about 80 million Americans making $50,000 or less. And these are essential jobs that we need to operate this entire country. And they are being underpaid. $50,000 after taxes, 401k, and health insurance is $2,900 a month take-home pay in 2026. Let's say they find an apartment with utilities for $1,500 a month. Let's say that they do a perfect budget of $100 a week for groceries. They don't eat out. They don't do DoorDash. They are perfect when it comes to their food. $400. Let's say they get a used car well below the average for $300 to get them back and forth on their 45-minute commute. Then they have $150 for car insurance, $150 for gas, $150 for cell phone and internet, and $100 for personal care. Leaves them with $150. And they have no student loans and no credit cards. How is somebody in America in 2026 who is financially perfect, zero debt, investing in their 401k, budgeting to the dime, has $150 left over? How do they go on dates? How did they travel? God forbid, what if someone passes away in their family and they have to go travel out of state to the funeral, or a friend is getting married? They would have to put that on a credit card. We have built an economy that if you're perfect, you still have to have a second job in order to make progress. And it's so exhausting to hear people just throw out these things. Would you ever think about cutting your expenses? What are you going to cut? This person is perfect. The wages have to go up, or we need to cut taxes on the first $100,000 and allow people to keep their money. Our generation got...
I'm literally broke. I don't have no money saved in my bank account. I'm young and I cannot buy a house because I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money to buy a house, and I'm super broke. I don't have no money saved, and I work paycheck to paycheck to pay my rent. This is what people are saying on the internet. Okay, they're talking about how they don't have no money. Like it's so many young people who don't have no money, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because we're overspending on other things. We're overspending. We're overdoing it. A lot of us is going out on trips, buying a lot of food, eating takeout all the time, paying for things that we should not be paying for, doing too much all the time. Like, what happened to us, like, treating ourselves every blue moon? Like, treating ourselves has become a thing every single day. Every single day, young people are wanting to treat themselves with something. And that's the problem. We're overspending, boo. You're overspending. That's what it is. A lot of times it's not people's rent. We're overspending. We're seeing the amount, we're paying the bills, and then we're like, oh, this leftover money, I could use it for something instead of saving. I seen this video.
Hey, remember when you said $20 an hour would be enough? Remember you said that shit? You said that. You was like, if I could just make 20 an hour, I'd be straight. Now look at you. You're damn near making that or more than that, and you can't even afford to get them bald ass tires changed. You can't even get guac at Chipotle. Thinking about selling feet pics and shit. Your pinky toe holding you back though, ain't it? It's that pinky toe. Yeah, it ain't the most handsome. Ain't the most cute. I know. I had a dream we got another stimulus check the other day. Yup. It was the best dream of my life. I don't think I've had a better dream. I think we need one more. We need one more stimulus check just to get us right. Just to, we gonna do right with it this time. Like, we ain't gonna, one more. It really ain't much I wouldn't do for universal food stamps. It really ain't much I wouldn't do. If Trump said universal food stamps, hey, wear my hat, wear my MAGA hat. Cause look, universal food, look, I think everybody deserves food stamps. Everybody. I think if you're not making $160,000 a year, food stamps. At least $700 a week. Not $700 a week. $400 a week on the food stamps. Depending on how many kids you got, depending on how many people in the house. Universal food stamps should be, whatever presidential candidate ran with that, if that was, say, listen, I wouldn't care if the Tiger King was running for president. If he said universal food stamps, he got my vote, and I'm not even thinking about it. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just hungry.
We are entering stage 4 of a 4-part economic collapse, and I'm going to explain it to you really quickly and easily so everybody gets this. Step 1 is the cushion. That's when everybody's got money and the economy's booming. Coming out of COVID, everyone had extra cash to spend. You had a stimulus check, you had savings built up because all the stores were closed and you couldn't leave your house and you had all this extra money sitting. So coming out of COVID, we were sitting really pretty and the economy started booming. Step 2 is the bridge. That's when the savings runs out and everybody starts turning to credit to start covering all of their bills and expenses. And they've built up this lifestyle that they want to maintain, but now it's more expensive. So we start pulling out the credit cards more often and we start going into more debt. We start buying fancier cars like we wanted to, but we're having to pay more for them and now our bills are higher and our payments are higher and everything just costs more, but we still got credit and the economy looks great. Why would we worry about this? Step 3 is the wall. That's when savings are gone. That's when your credit card debt starts to get to the maximum, when you don't have any more credit limit to spend. This is when everybody starts realizing that they have to start pawning stuff off, which we started seeing. This is when everybody starts shopping more economically. This is why we started seeing a higher increase in high-income families, in Walmart, and Dollar Tree even. This is when you start seeing people start pinching, because it's starting to hurt. Step 4 that we're entering right now is the reset. This is when inflation has gotten to a breaking point. This is when people just can't survive anymore. This is now because lower income and certain neighborhoods are starting to see higher rates of foreclosures. We're starting to see more businesses closing. We're starting to see everybody tightening down because they're trying to figure out how they're going to survive the recession. And this
Everybody's talking about how mentally damaging financial anxiety is. You literally wake up stressed. Yo, is today going to be the last day at work for me? My apartment building, they haven't released the new rent prices for the new lease. Yo, I'm nervous. I'm having to spend a little bit extra time really working at my relationship, not because there's tension in the relationship, but because I'm bringing in outside financial tension to the relationship. Your brain never fully relaxes. Constant stress rewires the nervous system.
This is for the women in the US right now who are struggling financially and just trying to figure it out. So last year I got laid off and I still haven't found a job, and I had to figure something out, and very quickly, because I didn't have a choice, because my bills were still coming. I was racking up credit card debt, and unfortunately nothing pauses just because you're going through it in life. And I know we're also used to thinking that the only way to make money is to have a job where you're clocking in and clocking out or working for somebody else. And I'm not like here to say that you're going to go quit your job or do anything like that, but I started doing digital and affiliate marketing, and it is what I've been doing to earn some money. And it just opened up my eyes to a whole new world because it's something that I'm able to do from home and build on my own time. So even if you do have a job, this is something that you could do after work on your phone at your own pace. So for me, it just gave me some breathing room, like mentally and financially. I finally feel like I have a way to start fixing things instead of just stressing about it. And I didn't figure this out on my own. I learned it through a program. There's structure, there's guidance, and there's people that you can actually learn from and ask questions. So I just wanted to come on here and just share that with you. If you've been feeling stuck, like, you have options. And
there is literally no worse feeling than getting paid paying your bills, and not having anything left over. Which then leaves you no other choice but to use credit cards, which causes more debt and more financial stress. Or makes your accounts go negative, which means the next time you get paid, you're even further behind. It's literally ridiculous. That was literally me and my husband 7 months ago. And I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was so tired of literally feeling like I was drowning and just worrying about our finances. I was over it. I wanted to be a yes parent. I wanted to go on vacations with our kids. I wanted to give our kids the life that we knew that they deserved. So I started digital affiliate marketing. I am now making almost 5 figures every single week. I started 7 months ago, and my goal was to make $500 a month because I just wanted to pay for our groceries. And not only has it helped close the gap between paycheck to paycheck, pay for groceries, we will be almost 100% debt-free because I started digital affiliate marketing. It has been the biggest blessing and so freaking life-saving. I could literally talk myself to death about how life-changing it's been for us. Literally still mind blown. 7 months in and I'm still completely mind blown at the money that I'm making with digital affiliate marketing. And it's literally not just me. Digital affiliate marketing is going to grow by 300% in the next year. So if that's not your sign to start, if this isn't your sign to start, I don't know what is.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. A lot of people aren't saying they want to be rich. They're saying they just want to pay their bills and have enough left over to buy something other than ramen noodles every week. It feels like every time you get a little ahead, something else goes up. Rent goes up, insurance goes up, and groceries go up. The only thing that doesn't seem to go up is your paycheck. And me personally, I'm over it. If you're over it, put a 1 in the comments section. Let us know.
I'm struggling harder financially than I ever have in my entire life, and I've come to a really gross realization. My self-worth, at least in my brain's perspective, is heavily weighed on how much money I make, and that sucks.
Well, I was just telling my homegirl what plans I have for my paycheck after I get paid, and she was like, girl, you don't put no money aside after you pay the bills? Hell no. She's like, what if an emergency happens? I said, bitch, I live in the emergency. Every day is an emergency. If something comes up, like a bill or something, it's just gonna have to wait till I get paid again. I'm not gonna put my priorities and my needs on the back burner just to pay another bill that has to get paid any fucking way every fucking month. It's gonna get paid eventually. May not be today. It may not be until it's past due, but it's gonna get paid. There's no such thing as saving. I'm living in the now, okay? Tomorrow may not come. It's not promised to anybody. The money that I save is going to go to somebody else, so I might as well just make do with it right now. And don't get it wrong, I pay my responsibilities. I pay my bills. I do what I have to do. But whatever's left after the money that I've set aside, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to account this week $600 towards bills. And then when I get paid again, I'm going to put aside another $600 to $700 towards bills. But bitch, that money after that, that's me. That has my name written all fucking over it. Anything else that comes up while I am using and utilizing my prioritized money for my needs, it's gonna have to fucking wait.
Why are so many people unhappy with their lives? Why are so many people poor right now with not enough money to live? Why are people struggling? Here is why, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they did wrong. My name is Don Don. I tell you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. This especially applies to young people so that you don't make the same mistakes all the people made that I'm about to tell you. The biggest mistakes people made, it really centers down to this one thing, which is that they did things in the wrong order. Let's say you have a child when you are 22 years old. That's a mistake because you just cut into your career. Most people are starting their careers at age 22. If you have kids at that age, you really screw up your life. Similar to how you spend your money. If you spend all your money till the time you're 35, and then finally at age 35, you start thinking about saving and investing, you are screwing up your money journey. If you get married when you're 18, you don't really have your frontal lobe developed. You don't know really much about men or women. You're playing with such high odds against you of those marriages not working out, of that person being like a humongous waste of your time, that by the time you're in your mid-20s, you got to deal with the divorce. You're, again, doing things at the wrong time. Do you see what I mean? It's people doing things out of order.
You know, it takes a lot for somebody to ask for help when it comes to their finances. Being able to step out of that comfort zone and ask for that help, that way you can get caught up with your bills, is super important. That way, once you're caught up, you can focus on budgeting and creating a healthy relationship with your money while using Sophia. It's super important to focus on that relationship with money when you're in a healthy place with your finances. Because if you don't start then you're just going to end up in that same cycle. Use Sophia to help you break that cycle.
People have been living paycheck to paycheck for a while now, but the fact that evictions are becoming more common, it's just that bad because you have people saying they only pay $1,000, $1,100 to $1,200 in rent and they're being evicted. Let's just shoot it straight, right? The pay doesn't match the economy that we're living in. It gets to a point where you could take all the budgeting classes, hear about all the financial advice, but you just can't do something with nothing. God can carry you through. Don't get me wrong. Pray about it. Sleep on it. He's going to always show up for you when you need him. But you just cannot budget your way out of poverty. You can't manage finances that you don't even have. People are real deal struggling. And so it leaves them with the option of relying on family members. And here's the thing with that. They go live with family members. And then people who are also struggling or who are barely above water trying to live their life, they sometimes get upset because they also don't want the burden of having grown adults with sometimes even children, multiple kids coming to live with them and they're not able to pay anything in rent. They're not able to help out on the bills because they don't make enough money. People are having to rely on villages that they don't have. Let's just be completely honest. That's why it's so hard for a lot of people. People with multiple degrees, certifications, a bunch of education just want any type of job just to stay afloat. They're no longer even concerned with fighting their way to the top to climb the corporate ladder to have the best job possible that matches the degree that they went to get. They just want a single job.
What are people doing? The economy is so messed up right now. Food is so expensive. Gas is so high. Companies are not hiring. People are getting laid off rapidly. You cannot even find a part-time job because even if you want to do something part-time and if you have kids, how do you get to work? Unless you can find a job that's a work from home, which that is so difficult to find, right? Because those jobs are going to be taken very, very fast. And when you even look at finding a job part-time and the amount that they are paying, $15 an hour for part-time work, once it's taxed, you are still not making a lot of money for the hours that you have to work, for the time that you have to put in to make some money. But that money is still not going to be enough for you to pay your bills. So now you are stuck between a rock and a hard place because if the companies are not paying well enough, how do you survive? People are going to get more stressed, more depressed, more frustrated because you have to work. I get that. Everybody wants to work. But if you're not making enough money, you're still putting into depression. You still are stressed out because you're going to work for all these hours only to make peanuts because you still can't pay all your bills. You still cannot put enough food on the table when you have kids. So what's the solution here? Like this is getting out of hand. This is so crazy. It's like, what are they going to do next? The credit cards, people cannot pay their credit cards. I mean, I also deal with customers and this is why customers are so angry because it's like everything is going up. And then when you have to deliver information to them, they flip out on you. I mean, I get it. I can definitely put myself in people's shoes because financially it's hard for everybody. It really is. So it's like, what's the solution? What are we going to do? This is so crazy.
I didn't realize so many women were struggling financially and silent. The comments on my last video broke my heart because so many women said that they feel like they cannot ask anyone for help. So many women said they're carrying everybody and everything alone. They're paying their bills, trying to keep it together, and nobody knows that they're struggling. And I felt that. Sis, if that's you, you are not alone. But we have to stop normalizing survival mode. Follow me for real conversations about healing, financial freedom, and rebuilding your life one step at a time.
This is a PSA for all of the privileged, rich, wealthy Americans. Hi, my name is Bridget. I'm 32 years old. I work full-time. And my paycheck does not give me enough to even get the bare minimums, okay? I had a savings account and I just had to use about half of it just to get by until my next paycheck. Okay, and the reality of that is once my savings is gone, I don't have a crutch. I don't have any more crutches. And the stress of going grocery shopping, y'all, I'm at Aldi, okay, which is quite literally probably one of the cheaper grocery options. And the way that I have to pinch my pennies just to make sure I have enough food until the next paycheck is quite literally wild. So to all of my single humans out there, you're doing amazing. And you know, we're a one income family. My fur babies don't work. I wish they did. I wish there was an opportunity. But what are we supposed to do? Like, when is enough enough? Because this kind of living is unsustainable.
I don't care how nothing gets paid. I'm going to go get my nails fixed. I'm going to take my stepdaughter over to an adventure park to celebrate her 15th birthday that we didn't get to celebrate yet. I don't care.
Says she tired.
I don't care anymore to continue to work hard, to sweat, to cry, to be angry, just to afford to live. I'm not doing it no more.
How are you guys surviving? How are you paying your bills? How are you feeding your families? I do not genuinely understand how I would say, like, average pay for a lot of people, how you guys are making it in this economy. Because let's be real, the majority of people don't make over $25 an hour. I have no idea, especially people in my area in the Central Valley, how are you guys making it? Like, our PG&E is over $1,000. And this is coming from somebody who is in a pretty good place financially. I'm able to spend and buy things that I want, and I don't have to really budget too much. And if I am blown away and I am just like, oh my gosh, like, I have to spend that on groceries, I have to spend that to keep my lights on, I cannot imagine people that make 25% of what I make.
Hey guys, so the Lord is taking me on this journey of self-reflection, and I have had to become so brutally honest with every aspect of my life, and in doing so I have to admit that I am struggling financially. I'm trying to work through, you know, how to move out of my moldy home, and currently my foot hurts, so I haven't been able to work as much as I can, and yeah, it's a struggle right now. So if anyone would like to bless me financially, I've got the PayPal link in my bio. All right, thank you guys for listening. Take care and God bless.
Just say it. I'm gonna just come out and say it. The reason, sorry, let me set this up. The reason why I feel like don't mind this, I just slapped myself. The reason why I feel like I'm broke as hell right now is because I refuse to sell my body online. Because I have morals and self-respect. And it fucking sucks You know, it sucks, man. Cause it's like, dang, I could be running it up, I could be running up a check right now, you know? Running up a check. But I can't do that, you know? I can't do that. I got too many younger siblings, you feel me? I would never want them to see their big sister like that, you know? What kind of example am I setting for them if I do that? But then again, are they gonna be mad at me in a Rolls Royce? You feel me? Are they gonna be mad at me in a Benz? I don't know. Regardless,
fine, bruh. I never expected this to happen, but here we are. Y'all know I'm notorious for oversharing my life on social media, so why not? Long story short, I've been secretly battling behind the scenes a financial crisis. I didn't really want to bring this public, didn't want everybody to worry about me. I also didn't want everybody to know, but I feel like it's gotten to where I feel like somebody can learn from this. Last weekend, started noticing crazy things with our finances. My husband, he works on the road all the time, and it's normal for him to have crazy charges, like get flagged, because he's always trying. Anyway, started noticing weird things over the weekend, and by the time we actually figured out what was going on, it was really bad. Someone hacked his card. Over $7,000 worth of charges taken from our bank account. So we don't really understand how somebody was able to get $7,000 out of the account, but they did. Back-to-back charges over and over and over and over and over and over and over. He called me back and it's like, hey, I just got off the phone with the bank. I don't want you to be alarmed, but froze our account. You can't use the account. You don't have access to savings, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it. They tell them that it will be 7 to 10 business days that they're investigating our account to figure out what's going on. It's definitely scary. If you're somebody who's going through this, I can totally understand how it's terrifying, because I've never felt more violated in my life, and I've never been more terrified of what could happen. But at the same time, I have peace because I truly believe that everything's going to work out. But I'm very thankful that we're not financially irresponsible, so I'm not completely just distraught.
Now, I know somebody watching this is laughing because they're thinking, yeah, that's me. I'm going through it too. And I get it. It's relatable. Most of us are in the same position. Most of us. Don't be fooled. People are good at hiding their struggles until hiding it becomes too hard and too stressful to do. You ever go to the grocery store for 3 things and somehow spend $80? You walk out with one bag like, did I accidentally buy a television? Sheesh. In housing, forget about it. Some people did everything they were told to do, went to school, got a job, stayed out of trouble. Now they're asking themselves, why buying a house feels harder than ever. Let's get back to it.
I'm sorry, but when it costs $100 to fill up your gas tank, and it costs $50 from Walmart to get enough groceries to feed a family of 4 for one night, and you lay awake at night stressing on which bills you can pay this pay period and which bills are safe to put off until next month, or can you pay half? It's time to do something about it. I'm sorry, but this economy is bad, and if you're hurting, you're looking for extra grocery money, you're looking for a little money to save up to go on vacation, you're trying not to stress over the gas in this economy, okay? We need to chat. Okay, there is a digital era. Okay, there's things that will teach you exactly how to monetize the phone you're scrolling on. Etsy, Pinterest, Amazon reviews, letter writing to casinos. There's all kinds of different ways. And if you're interested in learning one of them, drop info below and I'll send you what I'm using to monetize from my phone every day.
So I am, at one of my old jobs, I have a 401k, and they're about to start messing with y'all retirement. So talk to your accountant or whatever the case to figure out how to get your money pulled out, right? Of these 401ks and all that kind of stuff. So I contacted folks. Let me go ahead and pull this out. Do you know just on the withdrawal, I lost $5,000? I lost $5,000. So they sent me this notice. Been sending me this notice. Big bold print. This is my amount. Cool. So time for me to go ahead and withdraw. Oh, no. Look at the small print. Because you didn't vet it. That's not your true amount. We're going to knock off several thousand. off the top. And then on the transfer, they take 1%. And then California takes 1%. And then to top it all off, these jokers sent me a tax notice. So then I'm going to have to pay taxes on.
What's cracking? I have negative $247 in my bank account. I'm going on vacation and I'm running errands right now, but I won't allow the negative to stop me. I'm still going to go fix my nails, drop off my dry cleaning. I have to pick up my passport for my ex. So all of that needs to be done before 12. It's 9:44. Will I get it done? Of course, I picked myself up a coffee because when you're running late, it's mandatory that you also get a coffee. Duh.
At the end of the day, I think that's why so many people are frustrated. A lot of folks aren't looking for luxury. They're not asking for a mansion or a private jet. They're asking for something pretty basic. A decent place to live, food on the table, and maybe enough money left over so they're not stressed every single month. The question is, do you think people are struggling because of personal choices, rising costs, the economy, or a combination of everything? Let me know what you think down below. Leave a comment.